Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Books and Stitches. I'm Janneke and this is gonna be my very first Flosstube video ever. I have been cross-stitching, well, for as long as I can remember, honestly, since I was a little kid, and I love it so much. And recently I discovered Flosstube and I've been watching different Flosstubers and different Flosstube videos, and I've just loved watching other people's cross stitches so much, and it's like really motivated me to cross stitch more as well. So I love it and I wanted to join it because why not, right? So on this channel it's gonna be both about books and cross stitch, but everything that will be about cross stitch will just have Flosstube and then a number, so you should be able to find just a cross stitch if that's all you're interested in. I'm very excited to start filming these videos. I figured for today I would tell you a little bit about my history of cross stitch and show you my finished projects as well as my works in progress, my WIPs. I'm learning all kinds of acronyms as well now that I've started watching Flosstube, which is fun, I guess. It's kind of strange, but it's good to have terminology for things, right? So I'm enjoying that as well. I always like labels, I guess. I like things to be neat and orderly, so it's nice to have names for things. Yeah, so I first started cross stitching when I was very young. I don't remember exactly when. I think it was like 8 or 9. I went home with a friend of mine at the time, and she was being babysat by her grandmother, so I just went along to her grandmother's house. And I think her grandmother didn't really know what to do with two 8-year-old girls, 9-year-old girls, however old we were. And she was cross-stitching. She did that a lot, and she just decided to have us cross-stitch as well. And it worked. At least for me, it worked a lot. I'm still doing it so many years later. So that was the first time I'd ever cross-stitched. But my mother has also cross-stitched for, I think, a majority of her life. So even though that was only like a one-time thing, though I did go back more often and continue working on that same project again, back home I also was supported in my new love of cross stitch. So I continued cross stitching for a long time, though I have not finished many projects, so you can't really tell. Especially the last like year and a half, 2 years, I've been doing it a lot more, so like you can see progress a lot more. But I have been doing it for like, I don't know, 15 years by now. So yeah, that's when I started cross stitching, and I don't know what else to say, I guess. I guess I should show you what I made then, huh? That would probably be the best next step. The first project that I started at my friend's grandmother's house is a tablecloth. It remained at her grandmother's house for a really long time, so I didn't stitch on it all too much. But a couple of years back, I got it to take home with me and finish at home. I have still not finished it. It's such a big like object that I kind of dread getting it out sometimes, so I don't really work on this all too often. But I do have it and I do really want to finish it. So this is the first project I ever started, and I'm not going to show you the entire thing because, like I said, it's huge, but I'll just show you like a part that I have already finished. So there's cross stitching at every corner like this, and then there's also cross stitching in the middle. I think I have finished all the corners and not really done anything in the middle, if I remember correctly. But like, yeah, you get pretty flowers like this. So that is the first project I ever worked on, and it's still a work in progress. And I am definitely like planning on putting some more attention into it because I would really like to have it finished, just because it's my oldest WIP, and also just because of the memories of like being at my friend's grandmother's house and like her encouraging us to start stitching. So I feel like it's kind of like a special place because of that. So yeah, I really want to get it finished. This is what it will look like. I also don't have a house yet. I live in an apartment, so I don't have place for like a kitchen table, but I would like to eventually have a kitchen table and be able to put this on there once I live in a bit of a bigger space. So let me put this all back, because otherwise it's never gonna happen if I don't do it now, and I'll come home like a week later and be overwhelmed with all the stuff I've got lying around. I'm very bad at tidying if I don't do it immediately, so we're just gonna do it immediately. It's not too much work. I have like this little card that has all my works in progress in it, so that would be, it's easy. The next project I started working on was around the same time. Like I said, I got into cross stitch, but I could only work on a tablecloth whenever I was at my friend's grandmother's house, which wasn't all that often. So my mom went with me to buy a kit. And this, let me grab it. This one is actually finished. It was a little ladybug. It is on Ida, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure at all. I did not know the names for it back then. But it's like wool, I think, because the stitches are like really big on it. And it was like printed on the fabric, the pattern, so I didn't have to count anything. And I think it was the best starting project ever, because it just is easy. And I think it's great to start with something easy. So yeah, this is the first thing I ever finished cross stitching. And then my grandmother made a pillow out of it, which is amazing. So this is my first finished project, and still to this day only one of 3 finished projects. I think this project is also kind of what started my love for full coverage, even though in this project in particular, these like lines that were just purely this color were really annoying for me. I do really love full coverage a lot more than I do not full coverage, like the tablecloth, but just in general, I really like full coverage. And I also really like big projects, which you'll see once I continue on. But yeah, I think this is part of what started my love for full coverage pieces. But yeah, this is my first finished project ever. I don't know how old I was when I finished it. I know it was before I went to high school, like the Dutch equivalent of high school. So I was definitely before 12. I think I was like 10 or so when I finished this, maybe 11. And then after that, I wanted to continue cross stitching. And there was like convention or something along those lines nearby. So my mom and I went to it and we bought another kit for me. It was from the Dimensions Gold collection, and it was way too difficult for me at the time. This is what it looks like. It's really pretty. I still really think it's really pretty. At the time, I cross-stitched maybe like 1 thread of it and then gave up because it was just too difficult for me. It was too small and it had a whole lot of stitches that weren't just crosses. Like a lot of it was half stitches, which was new to me, and it was smaller, and the pattern, which I'm not going to show you, but the pattern was just printed really small, so it was very difficult for me to do. I think Dimensions Gold kits are, I don't know if they're always difficult. I mean, I don't find them that difficult now, because I'm working on this right now. It's pretty doable right now, but as my first cross stitch that wasn't printed on the fabric, so the first time I had to count, it was just too much. We didn't know that at the time, but I just thought it was pretty, so we bought it. So yeah, this is what I started, and very quickly decided to abandon. I will show you where I'm at now later on, because I'd like to do this like a bit chronologically. And this project was left untouched for years, so we're not gonna touch it now either. So then I got a simpler kit not too long after that, which was Aureola's. Let me grab it. Yeah, so after that I got Aureola's. It was this kit of elephants, and this was a lot more doable. It was so much fun. I really loved doing this, and this was the first, no, not the first, because the pillow was the first, but the second, I guess, finished up cross stitch I made. It has pretty elephants, and I really love it. It is so pretty. I just really love it. I want to get it framed soon. I just finished another work, and I want to soon find a place nearby where you can get cross stitches framed and just send both of them off to get framed, because this is just so pretty. And I finished it for a couple of years now. I really love like the blue background as well. I don't know why. I just like the contrast between the colors of the elephant and the colors of the the background. I mean, there are also clouds here, but I don't think you can really see those well. I don't care too much for those, but the tree is particular I just really love doing, which I don't know, that feels kind of strange that I love doing the tree more than I did doing the elephants, but I really love that tree. I don't know why. But yeah, this is what feels to me like the first thing I actually finished, but it was the second one. But it's the first one that was like small. Let me look at the kids. It's 14 counts. It says flaxen fabric. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that means it's 8 or not, but it's 14 count, whatever it is. And yeah, this is my first, well, no, not my first. Why do you keep thinking that and saying that? This is my second finished project. It is, does it have a name? I don't know if it has a name, but according to the kids, it is created by Alina Melancheva. So yeah, I think it's really pretty and I want to get it framed and hang it up somewhere. Then after I finished that kit, I again attempted the gold collection one from Dimensions. It was more doable this time, but I still found the pattern really impossible to follow just because it was, the symbols were so small. So yeah, and then I got another kit instead from an acquaintance from online who had this kit they had, but they noticed that they couldn't really follow the pattern. It just wasn't for them following a pattern like that. So I got it from them, which was very kind. I paid for the shipping, but besides that, it was free and it was so sweet of them. And that was a colorful deer, it's called. And I finished that one recently, like I think only last week I finished it. And this is the end results. I really love this one as well. I think it's so pretty. It's very different because it's like way more abstract, especially the background. But I really liked it. And this is the first kit that I ever did that had backstitching in it as well, which was an interesting change of pace. But I really liked it. So I learned how to do that. And I think the end results turned out well. Let me show you a bit more close up. Yeah. I think this was also 14 counts. It might be 16 counts. I'm not sure. I don't have it like written down anywhere nearby. But yeah, I really love this. I was very happy doing it. And I only recently finished this, but I worked on it for like, I think 2 years. And within that 2 years, I also started discovering patterns online. I didn't buy anything yet. I didn't really discover that part of it yet, but I discovered sites where you could put in a picture and make your own pattern. I did do it back then. I don't think I will do it again because I'm not, I haven't finished it yet, so we should look at the end result, right, before I decide. But I don't think that is really for me, but I did have one pattern that way and I do want to finish it. So that was the first pattern I ever had to buy fabric and materials for, floss, because this was the first one that wasn't in a kit. So this is the pattern for that. It is of Achievement Hunter, which is an online content creation group that I really enjoy. This was fan art I found online of them. I don't know by who. And then I put it into an online pattern converter. So this was my first pattern that I made that way. The only one so far. I think it will be the only one always, but I'll see how this turns out first. But I think I enjoy like patterns created by professionals more. But yeah, I have not worked on it too much, though I have finished the first girl, Lindsay is her name. I finished her and I think I started working on the guy next to her. I'll show you. So yeah, this is where I'm at with that. This is also around the time I discovered Pattern Keeper, which was a game changer for everything. But yeah, this is where I'm at with this project. I really do want to continue it and finish this as well. I have since lost interest in Achievement Hunter a bit, but it has been a big part of my life growing up, and it's like done a lot of good for me. I guess it's been a distraction in some really rough times. I would still really like to finish it and have it as like a little reminder, I guess. Yeah, so I finished one of the people on it, and then there are still 6 more people that I need to finish. The one in the front is a lot bigger too than the others, but the others are all around this size, and then the title at the top. But I don't know when I'll get to that yet. It's not like too high on my list of things I want to work on. It's high on my list of things I want to have finished, but not whenever I actually start working on things I want to do. So yeah, it is something that I hope to get a lot farther in this year, but I don't know when yet. So I think those were most of my works, including the ones in progress, which it feels like so much fewer than I thought it was. I think that's mostly because I just finished my deer. But the work that I have showed you the front of, the gold collection, but not my progress of, will show you that now. Oh no, there's another one. I just remembered there's another one, which makes sense because I thought there were 5. There are 5. But let's talk about the gold collection now. This is the one I'm currently working on. I have not restarted it, I continued, but I had done barely anything the first time around, and then the second time around I did a bit. But now that I have Pattern Keeper, it is so much easier because I can just zoom in to however the size I want. It's a bit annoying because I don't have like a PDF file for this, so I have to take like pictures and convert it, and that's a bit annoying. It's not always the most visible, but it has made it a lot more easier. And this is where I'm at now. As you can see, I am a whole lot farther in it. I tend to always start in the bottom right corner and then just like work my way towards the rest. So yeah, I've been recently, like the last week or so, really been working on this, and basically all of this is new. So I'm very happy with my progress. Yeah, this is what I'm working on right now, and I'm a lot farther than I was the first time I tried this. It's a lot more doable now, so I'm very happy with that. I'm really excited to like actually finish this because it's so pretty. But this has a lot of stitches that I've never done before as well. So like I'm also kind of scared of it, I guess, especially like the part where the princess actually is. This is Aurora. I don't think I ever mentioned that, even though I've talked about this kit for quite a bit. It's called Aurora. And it's really pretty. So yeah, that's what I'm working on right now, though I don't think I'll be working on it for too much longer, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. But there is another kit that I've completely forgotten about somehow. I found this kit on like a secondhand web store in the Netherlands. I'm pretty sure it's a fake. I didn't realize that when I bought it. I'm pretty sure right now that it's a fake. It's not like the quality of a real one. But it is still really pretty, and I hope the end result will still be really pretty, even though it's not like an original. Oh my god, I don't know why the thread is stuck. 1 minute. Got it. So it is a Cinderella cross stitch. I think the original, oh god, I don't remember the name. But they're like really popular, I think, the originals. There are puzzles of them as well. I don't know what exactly it is because, like I said, this is pretty much a fake, which just says it includes cotton, floss, and needles, and it's 14 counts. That's basically all I know about it. So there's no design or anything on here, but I'm hoping the end result will still be really pretty. I've not worked on this too much. I've only worked on it a couple of times, especially when it was still very new, when I just really wanted to, I guess. I'm not very patient, so once I have something, I want to work on it. But this is what I've done of it. And you can kind of see that these are the little mouse, I think. It's not like very visible when it's actually close by, but I think when it's farther away, you can kind of imagine it more. Like when I see it on the screen right now, it looks a lot more like the little mice than when I'm actually looking at the cross stitch itself. So I think it will still be a nice end result when you like look at it from farther away. I hope so, at least. But yeah, that is the last work in progress, and right now I am working on gathering product for my next work in progress that I'm so excited about. It's gonna be enormous. I'm gonna be working on it for years and years and years. It's huge. But this is what I'm gonna be making. It is a Disney pattern, as you can see, just like the Cinderella. I got this off of Etsy. The name of who made this isn't on here, which is kind of annoying because I do not remember the name of who made it. I'll try and include it. I guess I'll write it down or put the link down below. But yeah, this is what I'm gonna be making. I'm gonna be making it on 25 count, which will be my first time working on something that's so small, but I'm very excited about it. It's still gonna be huge. It's gonna be like a meter, right? So yeah, 25 count is what I chose just because otherwise it was just going to be way too big. But this has 171 pages. I haven't printed them out, which is because it's way too many. I just printed out like the picture and like the charts with the numbers, and I have it in Pattern Keeper where I will do the actual cross stitching. But I am currently like, I just got the fabric in and I've asked my mom to like sew up the end so it won't ravel. Is that the word? It's the word in English. In Dutch, I mean. I don't know if it's the word in English, but like it will stay nice and it won't like, I don't know the words. I can show you like these loose ends, things like this. There'll be a lot less if it's like kind of sewn together. So I've asked my mom to do that because she is very kind and very capable of doing stuff like that, thankfully, because I'm not. I have no idea where to even start. So my fabric is of her right now, and I've also gotten a lot of floss, which isn't in yet, but I've like contacted the store and they're like gathering it, and I'm gonna pick it up sometime soon. So not all of the floss yet, because you need so much for this work, and I figured if I'm gonna be working on it for years, I'll just like start with what I need for like the first couple of pages and then slowly gather the rest. Sorry if the framing is a bit different. My phone's battery became really low, so I had to move stuff around a bit so it could be on the charger. But yeah, this is what I'm going to be working on. I'm so excited. It has like 180 colors, I think. So I don't have all of them. I'm definitely not getting all of them anytime soon. But yeah, like I said, I'm just gonna do what I need for the first couple of pages. And as I've explained before, I usually always start in the bottom right. So I looked at what I would need for these little bunnies mainly. I don't know, a little focus. Let me, maybe if I look away. Yeah, that's better. So yeah, I'm so excited about this. It's gonna be enormous. I'm gonna be working on this for years. And because I know myself and I know that once I start working on this, it's gonna be really difficult for me to like work on other things still. I have also decided to join WIP Go. I did not really know what WIP Go is when I decided to join it. I'd heard it mentioned here and there on Flosstube, and I saw someone's WIP Go boards. I did not realize it was like an official thing in like a Facebook group until later. So I just made my own and decided to call my own numbers, especially because I'm starting so late. I think next year I might join like the Facebook group, even though I don't really use Facebook, but maybe just for this. Or I think she's the organizer is also on Instagram. So I think I might join that next year and do like the numbers they call. But for now, especially since I'm so late in the year with starting this stuff and like discovering it, I've decided to just use a random generator myself to call the numbers. I will put on a picture of my WIP Go boards, and it is mainly to encourage myself to continue WIPs that, oh, let me open it first, are not the main Disney one, especially the older ones, because I think some of the less old ones I'll still work on just myself, just because I like see them and get like inspiration. But like some of the older ones I haven't worked on for forever, and I don't think I'll work on anytime soon if I don't have that external drive, I guess, like motivation. And I have like a bingo I do for my reading from like a friend who organizes that every year. So when I saw WIP Go, I decided that was the best motivation ever for me, because I always really love trying to get bingos in the other one. So why not do that with this. So yeah, I will have a picture of my WIP Go board. The it's based heavily on the one I saw. I'll try and link it down below. I don't actually remember whose I saw, but I think the one I saw is just also heavily based on the original, and I'll definitely link the video of the explanation I got about WIP Go after I created this WIP Go board down below as well, because I think that answers like any questions you might have about WIP Go, because I know I had questions and couldn't really find them at first, and only happens to come across them after I'd already like figured out the main things and decided to just roll with it and make it myself. But I think that that original video that I found afterwards answers like any questions you might have, so I'll link it down below. But yeah, so this is my WIP Go board. As you can see, there are not a lot of different elements on it because I only have 5 works in progresses. When I made this board, the colorful deer was not finished yet, so that's on there twice as well. Though I also did not call them because I just knew I was gonna finish them immediately, so I just decided to count them because I hadn't really started WIP Go yet. It's a bit cheating, I know, but I did use like a random generator to like decide in which block everything would go, so I didn't have any like influence in that way. But all of my projects that I just showed you, other than the Mickey as artist, because that one is new, it's not a work in progress, everything else is on there about the same amount of time. I think I have the tablecloth and achievement hunter both on there once more than the others, just because I think I'll need more motivation to work on them than the others, just because they're not full coverage. I've really discovered in my time cross stitching, like in the last year or two, that I really do prefer full coverages. So I think just because those aren't full coverage, I'll need a little bit more motivation on them. So those are on there once more than the others. And yeah, I'll just basically end of every month spin a wheel and decide which 2 projects I'll work on, and I have goals for everyone. So for March, which is when like somewhere through March I started this, I decided to discount the colorful deer because I knew I was going to finish that anyway. Which the first goal for that was just to get all the cross stitching done because I was really close to that. I only needed to finish the last page. And the second goal for that was to get all the back stitching done, which I also did because it was so close to finished. I just wanted to finish it. But I also spun once randomly and I got Aurora, which is actually why I'm working on this now, because I spun this and got like Aurora, and my goal for Aurora was to get like about 750 stitches done. I might up that because it went really fast, but like most of it was like half stitching anyway, which I think is why it went so fast. And it's not completely half stitching, so I'm kind of unsure if I'm gonna up it to 1,000 for the next time I spin it or not. Because if it is full crosses, that will take a while. But if it's half crosses again, it will go so fast. So I'm not sure yet. But that is what I spun. And then after I got the 700 done, I just kept on working on it. Because I'd gone into it, I guess. So that's a good thing about the wheel as well. I have already spun for April, though I haven't started doing anything on it yet. And I actually spun like the tablecloth twice. So that's interesting. I didn't expect to spin the same thing twice, though I probably should have, considering there are only 5 different things on there, 2 of which are already completely done, so there's only 4 left. So I think it's very likely that I'll spin things twice. But yeah, my goal for the tablecloth for every spin is to finish 1 of the flowers. So I'm gonna try to finish 2 flowers in April. I don't know how many I actually need to finish in total, but I have the tablecloth on there 5 times, and I'm pretty sure I still have more than 5 flowers to go. But yeah, I'm hoping I can get very far in that. But I also am definitely going to start the Mickey as artist one in April. So definitely at least the 2 flowers. That's really what I'm going to try for. And I think that's the great thing about WIP Go, just that it will motivate you to like work on stuff you might not otherwise. Because we all want to finish all of our projects. There are just so many cool ones. Like I think if I lived in a bigger space and I had more money, I would have so many like kits and patterns bought, but I just don't have the money or the space for it. So that's why I only have 5 at a time right now. But yeah, I've seen so many patterns on Etsy as well. I was like, oh, I want that, and just decided like, okay, 1 at a time. We have 4 we're already working on. We can buy 1 extra, which is the Mickey's artist, but that's it. No more until you finished one. I don't know how good I'm gonna be at keeping up with them, but I really am trying because, like I said, they're all full coverages, almost all of them, which means they take forever. I know I'm gonna be working on some of these for years, so I'll have enough to do without buying more. But I am so excited to start sharing my cross-stitch journey with you all. I'm still very new to the cross-stitch community. Like I said, I've been cross-stitching for forever, but I didn't really realize there was an online community for it. I mean, it makes sense that there is. There's like an online community for everything. But that also means I haven't really discovered many Flosstubers yet. I've basically just been typing into YouTube Flosstube and then just seeing what comes up. So if you have any favorite Flosstubers, let me know who they are so I can watch them. Also, if you're Flosstuber yourself, let me know so I can check you out. I would love to have like a bigger selection of people I watch on Flosstube, because right now it's really only 1 or 2 that I have like am watching, and besides that it's like randomly a video that YouTube is suggesting, and I would love to just follow some more people on here. So let me know if you are a Flosstuber or just some of your favorite Flosstubers to watch so I can watch them too. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will have another video up at some point. I'll try to do Flosstubes once a month so I can like show you my progress over the past month, but I don't know if I'll be able to manage that because I'm very busy with university as well, and I want to make some, yeah, I just want to do a lot more than I can do. So, but I'm gonna try to make a Flosstube video at least once a month to just show you my progress. And yeah, that is it for right now. I'm so excited to share all my cross stitching with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.